percentage out there that people can lose their homes with little, like $200 to like $400 or $500 a month. If they could add that income, they would save their homes. Or they could provide extras for their family, or they could have a debt-free Christmas or whatever. And we have the answer. And it's recruiting. It's sharing opportunities. So we have to think about some things. So I actually wanted to get that out of the way because I want you to have an open mind for the call, because it's not just always about the numbers and stuff, although, you know, that's this business. It's about numbers. But it's also about what you're doing the recruiting for. And I'm sure that my cohorts here would agree 100% with me. So, okay, so I'm going to just give you, I was going to give you some of my top 5 tips, but I actually have 6 because I cheated. So I'm just going to give you a few little tips here. And then the other girls are going to give some things too. But if you have questions, of course, ask in the little chat or whatever in the box, or we later we'll unmute you. So, oh, great. That looks awful. Thanks for spotlighting me. I should put my glasses on. That's why I couldn't see my notes. I kept thinking, man, I have to make them bigger. Why? Well, I guess I should put my glasses on. So anyway, so one of my number 1 tips is to ask interesting questions. So when you're looking for someone, you actually want to find out who is looking for some extra money. Now, no one's going to sit there at a party and say, hey, by the way, lady, I've never met you before, but hey, $300 a month and I could actually pay my mortgage. They're not going to say that to you. So you have to kind of listen for signals, and you have to ask those interesting questions. So you want them open-ended. So here's an example. So hold on a second. If you could change one thing about your job, what's the first thing you'd do? Interesting question, right? Another one is, what difference would an extra $200 a week make in your life? That's probing. If you won $1,000, how would you spend it? How would your life be if you had no credit debt? If you were given a $100 a week raise, what would you do with it? If you won a trip to any destination worldwide, where would it be, or where would you go? If you could make one family dream come true, what would it be? And this is my favorite. When you're at a party, you can ask people, who has dreams bigger than their paycheck? I'll repeat that one. Who has dreams bigger than their paycheck? So you want those open-ended questions, and you want to have probing questions. So that's my number 1. Number 2 is give everyone a chance to say no. You have to think of it as a compliment and a favor. You're doing someone a favor and you're complimenting them by asking them. But you want to ask everyone. Not everyone is going to accept, but you do want to ask everyone. So when you're doing your checkout at your parties and stuff, you definitely want to make sure that you're inviting everyone to join your team. Okay, number 3. So you can make someone feel good about your business by making them feel good about themselves. So it's kind of like a little technique, but you want to be sincere and authentic, because one of the values with 31 is to be authentic. And I don't want you to just say, hey, you're awesome, when you're thinking, I can't stand this lady. You don't probably, you don't want to offer her that. No, but you know what I'm saying? You really don't want to just say, you're the funniest one in the room, when she was quiet the whole time. I mean, don't do that, but be honest. But say things like, I would love to work with you, or you would be a huge asset to our team. Oh my gosh, everyone would love you. Or I think you're a natural. Or you lit up the room. Or oh my gosh, you are so funny. I love you. I can't wait to have you on my team. That type of thing. Okay. Now here's a little numbers thing about recruiting. So you need to work the odds, just like we've talked about in past Zooms and stuff about, you got to know the numbers and be okay with the numbers. And when you're talking about recruiting, your number one recruit lead for your parties is going to be your hostess. She is a hot lead, not even a warm lead. She's a hot lead because she loves the product enough to have you in her home. She also likes you enough to invite you into her home or through Facebook or whatever. So she likes the product. She likes you. So you basically have her as a hot lead. So what you need to do is you need to work the odds. So 1 in 5 hosts will join. So if you do enough parties, you're going to get enough recruits. Now, it differs at different times of the season. It differs at different, depending on the groups you're in. Because 1 in 10 for bookings can also be 1 in 10 for recruits. But when you're narrowing it down to hostesses, not just recruit leads, when you're narrowing it down to hostesses, and this is from Mary Christensen. She's the recruiting superstar book lady, so she probably knows what she's talking about. She's saying 1 in 5 hosts, not 1 in 5 people that you ask. So you got to think about how many parties you're doing. So if you're doing 5 parties a month, there's one of your recruits that you're looking for. Okay? So you want to make sure that you're making them feel confident about themselves and everything when you're coaching. And it's up to you whether you want to turn their party into a launch party or if you want to just give them the bookings from your party. Everybody's an independent contractor and you can do whatever you choose to do. One thing you can't do, it's a total no-no, is you cannot buy someone's kit for them. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so here's the tough one. Don't be self-centered. That's my tip number 5. What I mean by that is if you're focusing on the rejection, you're focusing on the wrong person. And that goes back to what we just talked about at the very beginning. So number 5 is what I started off with. You have to not make it about yourself. You have to think about what this thing can do for someone else. So stop thinking about yourself, your job. And this is part of your job. I don't know if you understand this because people say, well, my job is to get sales. Well, you're going to get sales. And yes, you want to get sales. Your job is to book and to sell and to recruit. So your job really is to recruit, to share the opportunity that we have with 31. So, but your job is to offer the opportunity, let go of the outcome, leave the outcome to God. Okay, so, and my bonus number 6, I feel like I'm slapping people today, but I'm just going to say it. So, activity drives this business, and taking one small step today will produce results faster than making 10 great intentions for tomorrow. I'm going to say it again. Activity drives this business, and taking one small step today will produce results faster, way faster, I may add, than making 10 great intentions for tomorrow. So we can plan to share, but if you do not share and do it, you're not going to produce anything. Hope that makes sense. All right? That was me. That was mine. Any questions about anything?
I think Laura asked you to repeat it, but I think, did you get that, Laura? I think she's the PC admin.
Can you repeat it for me?
Repeat the last part again.
Last one. Activity drives this business, and taking one small step today will produce results faster than making 10 great intentions for tomorrow. In other words, making all those plans for tomorrow won't do anything like what you can do if you just do something today. One thing today is better than 10 I wills tomorrow, because the I wills tomorrow don't get there.
Look at your love on the chat box.
Aw.
They love Annette DeSanto. Any other questions for Annette?
Number 4, work with the odds. One host in 5 joins. So look at how many parties that you're doing. So 1 in 10 people you ask, probably you can get an appointment out of 1 out of 10. I won't even say that you can sign 1 out of 10. But when you're talking about your hostesses, 1 out of 5 will sign. They are your hottest lead. They are your biggest lead. That is a lead bigger than a home office lead, and that is a lead bigger than any guest. A hostess is your top lead, just so you know. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Annette.
You're welcome.
Hey, Annette, those probing questions, can you make them into like a cute graphic or send them to me and I'll do that so we can post those?
Yeah, I will. Canva.com is my friend. I will make those into a...
The fact that she says that just cracks me up because it wasn't at the beginning.
Do what?
The fact that Canva is now your friend, it just cracks me up.
I love it. Love it.
Can you repeat the third open-ended question? Tamara was wondering.
I hope this is the third, because if you won $1,000, how would you spend it? Is that it?
I didn't write your probing questions down. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I said all of them. I think I missed 1 or 2, but I think that was the third one. If you won $1,000, because you don't have to say earn it. You can say if you won, because then that makes people start thinking like, wow, if I had $1,000, what would I do with it? It makes them dream and think about what they would do. And some of them may say, I would pay my bills. I would catch up my mortgage, or I would pay my phone bill, or whatever. We just don't know.
What was the Rita again?
Recruiting is the answer.
Good questions, guys. You guys were paying attention. We like it.
And what I love about this is that we have 20 girls now on here, and 20 girls that want to be here and want to learn, because we want to share the opportunity.
They all want to go on a cruise. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they want to go on a cruise. They want to change some lives. They've got some people out there that can get started for $1. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
That's right. Am I going next, or does Ashley want to go? Ashley, we're going to save you to the end. I think she got off. Oh, she's there. She's muted. Okay, I'm going to go. Okay, so hello. So Annette said she had all these amazing steps, and I was like, oh, crap. Okay. So I take things probably a little bit differently than anybody else on the call. That's what makes us unique, and I think that's what makes us we love this training, because maybe something that Annette said, you'll get something that I could have said to you and you wouldn't have gotten it, and vice versa. Maybe Annette has just said something, but I'm going to say it kind of in a different way, and you may take it. But I don't have necessarily 5 steps, but I do have some tips for you. And these are things that are something that I think about all the time when I'm personally recruiting. And the biggest thing is, and I heard this acronym probably a year ago, maybe not quite a year ago, and it's called TINY. I don't know if any of you have heard of TINY, but every time I go to have any kind of sponsoring conversation, I think of TINY, which stands for their interest, not yours. Okay? Let me say that again. TINY, their interest, not yours. So when somebody, like today, I had somebody reach out to me via email. Hey, Dana, I'm interested in joining. And she had 3 or 4 questions. She laid them right out there in the email. And I had to think about a couple of things when I responded back to her. Of course, I would love to chat with her on the phone, but she preferred to talk over email, so that's fine. But I had to, number one, keep it very simple. I needed to answer her questions directly. I needed to not overcomplicate things. I think a lot of times when we have somebody, especially if we're a newer consultant and we've never had anybody join our team, we're just so excited, right? We get so excited and we don't want to mess up and we don't want to know exactly what to say. But the truth of the matter is, ladies, is there is honestly no perfect script. You are your best, tip. You are the best person to represent 31 because they asked you. They didn't ask home office. They didn't ask me. They didn't ask your director or your leader or your friend down the street that sells 31 too. They asked you because they're interested in joining you. So either they've seen something that you've been doing, they see how much fun you have on social media, they see your journey on social media. Maybe they've been to a party and they just absolutely love your personality and love the fact that you love 31. But you are actually your best, I don't know, marketing tool, right? There's no script, there's no graphic. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there really, really isn't. So here's the deal. When you have somebody ask you something, I want you to remember tiny. It's their interest, not yours. Our job as a consultant is to be a very good listener, and I know Annette kind of touched on this. And of course, like she said, ask those open-ended questions. And then we have to focus on what you could call their gap or their interest. So what is their interest? Are they just needing some girl time? Are they wanting some extra money to pay for daycare? Are they wanting some free products and the discount? Are they wanting to be a part of a community that they've never been a part of before? Last night at our Better Together event, several of the ladies said that they love to feel celebrated. They love to be promoted. They love reaching goals with 31 because in a school district, you're not recognized for any of that. A promotion in a school district means you go be an administrator, and they're teachers. They don't want to be administrators. So we have to discover, and that's why those open-ended questions like Annette gave us some examples are so important. I love our 31 values, and I know that authentic, passionate, and fun-loving are probably my top 3 favorites, and I use those when I'm having those conversations with people. I love when somebody says, I can tell how much you love 31. You always look like you're having so much fun, and I love how passionate you are, and that's what people are going to see in you, and that's why people are going to be asking about being a part of the 31 family. We, as consultants, our biggest thing that here's something you can't do, is you can't make it sound scary. We are not donating a kidney. We're not donating a heart transplant. We are not donating blood, ladies. We are offering them this amazing opportunity with 31. And if we try to overcomplicate it, we're going to scare them, they're going to freak out, and they're going to run the other way because we just threw so much stuff at them when they've asked something. So for example, let me just give you a complete example today. One of the ladies that asked me about joining asked me about the minimums. Okay, so usually you get, well, is there a monthly requirement? So I just broke it down in simple terms for her. I didn't overcomplicate it, trying to overwhelm her with StartSwell. I told her there was an opportunity to earn free product, but I didn't go and vomit all over her in this email because I had to put myself in her shoes and her interests. She just wanted to know these exact questions. So I answered those exact questions. Even though I wanted to tell her about the amazing opportunity of StartSwell, the amazing opportunity for the $1,000 level of StartSwell, the leadership incentive trip, this and this and this, the realization is she is wanting it more for a discount. So I had to put her interest before mine. It's not about me, it's about her. And it's about them when we're having those conversations. I encourage you to really be yourself. The biggest thing is, I know Annette talked about recruiting your hostess. That's one of my favorite things to do. And I know a lot of consultants get hung up on the fact that you're recruiting every hostess and you're never going to have any parties again. But I promise you there's plenty of parties to go around, and your hostesses are going to be some of your best team members. I have hostesses that are on our team and they're fabulous and amazing. Some stay, some decide to sell for a while and then they quit, but that means they come back and be a hostess again, and that's totally fine too. The other thing is, don't sell the opportunity, share it. Just like I don't feel like I ever sell 31, I share it because I love it. Just like I'm going to share my favorite, cranberry Sprite. I'm going to share my favorite pair of, jeans, or I'm going to share where I got my pumpkins, or I'm going to share my favorite pumpkin spice, coffee creamer. I'm going to share that because I love it. Just like I'm going to share my 31. I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to share it. The one thing that I have been reading, and I shared this book last night, and it's called This is my favorite new book, Endless Referrals. I love this book, and I haven't gotten all the way through it. But the thing that the author, Bob Berg, talks about he talks about it like in every single chapter is he said that people must know you, like you, and trust you before they're going to do anything with you, whether that's join your team or make a purchase from you. They have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. So the last thing I'll leave you with is, we have this dollar incentive going on right now, and it is the perfect time to talk to everyone. And a lot of you are out there doing parties, you're doing events. I had an event this past weekend, and maybe you've experienced this, maybe you haven't yet. You'll have people come up to your table, and they're like, oh my gosh, I own so much of this. Oh my gosh, my mom owns so much of this. Oh my gosh, I have that, and I have that, and they start pointing it out. So the first thing I want to say to her is, you must be a consultant. And she'll be like, oh girl, no, I'm not. I'm like, why not? It's $1 to join. It's $1 to start your own business. Make that conversation up. They're going to be like, what? Like, why wouldn't you be? It's only $1 to join right now. Have you heard? Did you talk to your consultant? Oh, I don't know my consultant. So many people always tell me, I don't know my consultant. Okay, great. Then if you don't know your consultant, we need to have a conversation. If you love 31 this much, it's $1 to join. It's $1. And making sure that every single person knows that. So like, for example, my party on Saturday, I'm going to be talking about it over and over again. And I'm going to be completely honest here. It is a customer and hostess of mine for about 5.5 years. And her friend used to be on our team. And her friend is trying to convince her to join our team now because she's no longer on the team. So they kind of they call me the dealer. I'm the 31 dealer because, I sell them so many 31 stuff. It's ridiculous. But I'm going to have those conversations with all those women because it's such an incredible deal. Does that make sense? I saw a couple things. I have no sound. You may have to log back in and log back out, Christy. I'm not sure. Oh, I need to tell her. Log in. Sorry. Endless Referrals by Bob Berg, the book. It's really good. Really, really good. Okay, so I saw Christy. She had one lady on the fence for a month or so, and I have so many questions, a little overwhelmed. The thing is like, here's the thing. Just ask simple questions, and I think Annette would probably agree with me, and Ashley and Karen and Kristen on this, is when somebody says they're interested, share just a little bit, and then ask a question. And it doesn't have to be a scripted question. It just has to be like, so what's made you think of joining, right? That's the first question. Like, okay, so you're interested. So tell me, why are you interested, right? And then let them share. And then sprinkle a little bit more. And then maybe ask another question. The thing is, we have to ask those questions, and we have to be really good listeners, because some people are going to join just for a discount. And some people are going to join because they seriously want to go on a cruise next year. But I'm not going to throw everything at them at the very beginning as soon as they show interest. I'm just not, because that tends to overwhelm people. Just in my personal experience is when I share that they can get this and start swell, and this and start swell, and this and this and this and this, it tends to overwhelm people. But when I make it really easy and, hey, have you thought about joining? It's $1 this month. Why don't you host your own party? You can get the hostess rewards. You can make the commission. You can get a couple free products, and I'll even help you, set up your online Facebook customer group, and just make it really, really simple. So
just a point, when you were talking about the questions and like basically vomiting all over them or whatever, so those are training opportunity questions. They don't have to know all about what the sex is and all the stuff, blah, 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 blah. So think of those as that's the next step, or that's the training step. You tell them, it's kind of like when your child is young and they ask you about the birds and the bees. You give them what's appropriate for their age, or what as little as you can up until you have to tell them. So not that you're hiding secrets or anything, but you don't want to overload them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And the thing is that I will say this because I know there's several new girls on here tonight. And the one thing I want the new girls, or anybody who's never added a team member to their team yet, is you don't have to know all the answers to add members to your team. The perfect time to add members to your team, and I so wish I would have done this in my Start Swell periods, is in your first 120 days, because every person that joins and sells that first $1,000 in their first 120 days, you earn a $100 cash bonus. And I don't know about you, but I'm not going to leave money on the table. I'm not going to leave those bonuses and have a year later, okay, finally, I'm prepared. I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to do this right now. You don't have to know all the answers. You don't. And they want your honesty and your authenticity, and they want to know that you don't know all the answers, because that makes them feel a little bit more comfortable and going, oh, she's just being her and she's being real. She doesn't know them, but she'll find them out for me.
So at my Better Together meeting last night, one of the things that came up was about, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still new. I don't know what I'm doing, so I don't feel like I can recruit. And you just, answer that. It's like they don't have to know. Mm-hmm. But what they don't understand, even deeper than that, it's not, okay, so we signed an agreement to, as directors, to lead, to be a leader. And we're trainers. We're the ones that are training. We're the ones that are doing this stuff. It's not your job to train, because people think that they automatically have to train everybody and they automatically have to become a director. You don't have to become a director if you don't want to, but why not share the opportunity in your start swell, earn $100, and other times earn other things. You could be a senior consultant and make it 2% off of what they sell, but you can also help change their life. So you don't want to not give that opportunity to someone because you don't want to be a director or because you're new and don't know what to do. It's not your job. It's our job to train. It's our job to answer questions. Of course, you want to be their friend and their mentor. And so if you sign, Susie Q up, you want to say, when she goes, Annette, what's blah, blah, blah. Of course, answer the question for them or cheer them on, just like you would want a friend to cheer you on. But if you don't know something, you say, I don't know, let's just ask Annette or let's ask Dana or whatever. So don't be afraid to recruit just because you're new or just because you don't want to be director.
Well, and think about the people that you know. Let's think about the ladies who've been earning Start Swell, or maybe you earn Dream Rewards and they're seeing you being recognized. If your leader is recognizing you on Facebook and they see these pictures of you at maybe you've gone to conference, or they see you at a Better Together event and those pictures are showing up on your Facebook page, that is your journey. And those women are messaging you because they see you having fun. They see you being recognized. They see you earning free products. They're like, wait a second, I want a piece of this pie and I want to be a part of it because I love her and I love her personality and I love that she is selling 31 and I want to be a part of that too. So think about that too, because, it's our job. It's always our job to offer. It's their choice of whether they want to say yes or no. But if we don't offer, and I know I talked about this with my team on a Facebook Live just earlier this week, if we don't offer, how do you know that there isn't somebody sitting on their computer watching your social media or in your VIP customer group watching you post about all these fun things you're doing with 31, or you're at a party and there's a woman in the corner sitting there being super quiet. And in her mind, she goes, I so wish I could be like her. I so wish I could be a part of something like that. But she doesn't have the courage to ask you. But you, as a consultant, should be asking her. You never know whose day you just might make by saying, have you ever thought of that? I love to compliment people, and it's really fun at my parties to ask, okay, who would you, if you were going to nominate your favorite person in the room to, who do you think would be the best 31 consultant, or have some kind of fun game like that? Because you would be surprised. And the last party I did, I didn't even have to play that game. We were just talking about I don't even know what we were talking about. We were talking about all the amazing hostess stuff coming out this fall. And Carrie, the first girl that booked a party, her friend said, Carrie, you should totally do this. She's like, oh, I just don't have time. Guess who's having a party this month? And guess who's going to be asked if she would like to have that party for herself? Because her friends have already encouraged her. So you just keep your ears open too. I'll get off my little tangent. Ashley, are you there?
Wonder if you don't feel like you're getting enough training, or you're not getting support from your lead people that you're under.
If you're not getting enough training?
Yes.
I always say this too, is I have my sponsor is in Florida, and I rarely got anything from her. And I chose to step up for myself and do it myself. I feel like I'm going to pour into the people that join on my team, but it's their choice of whether they want to choose to take upon their training or not. But there is plenty. Now we're doing 31-minute calls on 31today.com again. YouTube, if you're looking for something on recruiting, go to YouTube, search recruiting and direct sales. There are a ton of, not even just 31 consultants, but I get a ton of ideas from other people. So I encourage you, like, reach out to them if you're wanting something. That would be the first thing I would suggest. But I would also encourage you to not be afraid to, like, Google it and see. There's tons of direct sales coaches out there that offer free training too. So maybe Annette and Ashley have another tip, but I would encourage you to reach out to them first of all. But if they don't respond, don't get frustrated.
Well, and what you have to think too, of course, I'm not going to call you out and say who your person is, but if you're on these calls, you obviously are in one of our downlines. So because the person that signed you up, again, she's not your director. And even if one of them is your director and there's a director above her, like we all work together. So like, let's just say, I'm just going to call somebody out. Let me just say that you're under Jenna, which you're not. So that's how I know, because I know who Jenna is. But if you were on my team and you were under Jenna, and Jenna wasn't training you or whatever, but I'm here because I'm your senior director. So you should get pretty much everything you need from that. The other thing too is that you have to kind of, like Dana said, you have to take it for yourself. I mean, you have to run with it for yourself. You have to find the things. Okay, so personalities are different, okay? Courtney Hawkins is my upline, and I'm going to tell you, I would say this to her face, so I'm not saying anything that, bad-mouthing her or anything. She is the visionary lady, and if I want to get pumped up with the dream and dream the big dream, she is my girl. But she's not the person that I'm going to go to and sit down and do stats with. She's not. And that's okay, because we're all different personalities. I'm going to find someone that's going to do that for me. So reading books and going online and getting all the training with the 31-minute calls and doing these calls and stuff like that, and personally inviting you to something is not the same as not getting training. So if I say on my board, on my page, perfect example, Zoom call tonight, if 4 people out of 90 people or however many 100 and something people on my page get on here, I did not train them. I offered them this opportunity. They chose to get on it or not. If you're looking for more one-on-one stuff, then yes, you do have to have that conversation with your sponsor, with your director. If you don't know who your director is, then you need to call 31 Today or 31 Home Office, and they'll tell you who your director is, and they'll tell you who that director's director is. So, and it's also listed in your back office. So don't ever have a fear of not getting training, because honey, it's there. And there's so many other people that are willing to lift you up. So you can get it. You just have to say, I can get it, and you need to go out and get it. So.
Well, and the thing is too, especially if you're concerned when adding a new person to your team and you feel like you're not getting it, Home Office is doing incredible stuff for us now, especially for new consultants, where they have the new consultant webinar. So if you have somebody that does join your team and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? There are going to be steps that Home Office is going to send them to encourage them to book their first party and go attend that new consultant webinar. And of course, we as leaders are going to, at least for me personally, would be reaching out to them too. But I would first have that conversation. Because like Annette said, Courtney and Annette are different. My sponsor is very different than I am. And she is not one to reach out unless I reach out first. And that's just her personality. We're very different, and that's totally fine. Like,
absolutely.
That's just what makes us who we are. But I wasn't going to let our personalities, like I signed up from somebody that I never had met, and she was in Florida and I'm in Missouri. And I didn't know the difference. Like, I was a home office lead, 7 years ago. So, but I knew once I joined under her that I was going to have to take things a different route. And I'm kind of one of those, I'm going to do it on my own. I don't care if anybody's going to help me or not. I'm just going to go figure it out myself. And then I'm going to make friends within 31, and they're going to help me. So that's why I love the accountability group. And that's why we love offering to all of our downlines and our lineages this kind of training because hopefully you can get some stuff from there too. So.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you, not everybody on my team loves me, and that's okay. I cry about it sometimes, but no, but we have different personalities. And one of my team members may say, oh my gosh, Annette is fabulous, and she offers so much training, and she helps me, and she's wonderful. And Susie Smith could be on my team and have a totally different perception and think that I don't help her at all. So decide what you want to do. Never make it an obstacle. You can do it. And we know that each and everybody on this call can be a rock star. You can do it.
Absolutely. Miss Ashley, you are next.
Okay. So I'm going to reiterate what they said, though, about training is I passed my sponsor in like 3 months. So, and then I rolled up to Courtney, who was in Florida. So I just, like 31 Today has so much on it. You could learn everything from 31 Today, even if you have the worst entire lineage, like in the company. Like corporate has done a great job of making everything available to us there. So, yeah, just don't let that hold you back. If you're like, man, I see all these other teams are getting all this stuff and I'm not getting anything, just go and make it for yourself. That's my advice. Okay. So, all right. So I'm talking about, so I haven't earned the trip. I'm just going to be honest. I haven't earned the trip for 3 years. And so I'm like, okay, I'm doing it this year. Last year, I kind of drug my feet because I got sick the last time I went out of the country. So going out of the country has not been like high on my want-to-do list for a while. So I'm trying to figure out how I can see other people besides just me because I don't like looking at myself when I'm talking. But anyways.
Because I spotlighted you. Do you want me to cancel it?
No, it's okay.
It's for the recording. That's why.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to do. Put people back at the top. But, oh my gosh, now I see myself twice. That's not good. Okay. Anyways, we're recording. So here we go. All right. So I just wanted to break this down nice and easy for myself too, to be able to see what I need to do to earn the trip. So number one, which is part of the reason why we're talking so much about recruiting tonight. I mean, because of the $1 thing, but also because that is your number one way to easily earn the trip is to recruit. So, I'm just going to share this. Maybe. Yeah, here we go. So here's the trip. Can you see it? The flyer?
Yes.
I guess like you see everything on my desktop, don't you? Isn't that a pretty purple flower? Okay. So it's a cruise, right? September 10th through the 15th. We get to spend a night in Orlando, in case you guys haven't looked at all of this, just so you know what you're working towards. And I've never been on a cruise before, so I'm like, okay, this is my thing. Like, this would be so fun to do with my husband who hates water. But he can check it off of his bucket list and overcome his fears. So I am seriously going for it this year. So number one, the number one thing that you need to do to earn the trip, and you're like, oh, I'm a consultant, I can't go. No, like anybody can earn this trip. Didn't Jenna join in December of last year and earned the trip like by April or whatever? Is that right, Annette?
So she joined in October. So
Okay.
after it had already started,
Okay, but barely. She promoted in December.
She promoted, I think,
Right.
She promoted in March. She promoted at the last minute.
Oh, okay. So anyways, so you guys are already in the game. So you're already a step ahead. And Jenna earned the trip last year. So she's a great one to show that you can do this. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to max out on your PICAs. So you can get 12 stars. See down here, 2 stars per PICA, max 12. So that's 7 recruits, okay, in 6 months. That's barely 1 a month. But I'm going to tell you that you need to shoot for 5 right now, like in the next 2 weeks. 5 people, $5. It's $1 a person. And then you work with those people through this holiday season and you get them qualified. Because this year they don't have to be qualified and they do not have to be active in March. Like you just have to recruit them, and we want them to be here in March, obviously, because we want them to love 31 like we do. But you work. I mean, this is the best time to get people into the business. Sales come so easily, and they can get qualified, and then you can get your stars. Again, it's about them. Don't make it about you. Hey, I'm trying to earn this trip. Do you want to join my team? No, that's not what it's about, because then they're going to be like, well, maybe, but then they're not going to stay in. Like, you want them to know that you want them in for them and not for you. So, sorry, the baby's coming out. I'm afraid she shouldn't jump in here. Okay, so let me go. I like completely lost Zoom now. Like, it's like totally not even on my screen.
We still see you though.
I know. Oh, if I stop sharing, will that?
Yes.
I don't want a new share. I want to not share. Don't share screen. Stop share. Okay.
There you go.
I rock at this, by the way. Okay. So, all right. So step number 2 is, let me see if I had anything else for that. Any more notes? No. Okay. So that's so if you're keeping track, that's 12 stars. You're going to get 12 stars by recruiting 7 people in 6 months. But really, you're going to do 5 this month. So then you only have to get 2 in 5 months. Okay. So, and you're like, you can't recruit 5 people. No, I recruited 5 people the last time. Courtney challenged me to recruit 5 people during the dollar challenge last time, and I did it. And 1 is qualified and 2 are like $200. I know. Thanks, Annette, doing a dance for me. Okay. So, and that's not because I'm a rock star, because, well, especially the girls on my team know that I'm not a rock star. I'm a hot mess. Number 1, if you want to describe Ashley Coleman, your first words will be, she's cool, but she's a hot mess. Okay.
But you asked and you offered, and they took it up on themselves to say yes.
That's right. That's exactly right. I reached out. Okay. So the second thing you're going to do is you're going to book 4 parties a month. Okay. And you can do 3 home parties. I would say for every party that's not a home party, it needs to be 2 parties. So if you're going to do 3 home parties, then you need to do 2 book parties. You guys with me? So if you're going to do 2 home parties, then you need to do 4 book parties. All right? Because sales on book parties are about half of what home parties are. So that's going to get you $2,400 a month in sales. Over 6 months is $14,400. All right? So let's pause for a minute and celebrate the fact that I'm doing fast math, but you're going to make over $3,000 just on your commission if you sell that kind of money. Okay? You're welcome. So pay off your credit card. Okay. That's going to leave you $600 away from getting 4 stars on PV. All right. So you're going to throw in another home party somewhere in that 6-month period, and you're going to get 4 stars. So how many stars is that? Anybody?
18.
Tell me on your fingers. That's 16.
That's 16. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry with that.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Dana's getting ahead of us.
I am.
Okay. All right. So 4 parties a month. That's 1 party a week. 1 party a week. And if you're super busy like me, we're all super busy. I know you're all like, yeah, that's me. I'm going to do 2 home parties a month. And I'm going to do 4 book parties a month. Okay. All right. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to plan ahead, and you're going to start booking your spring in November, or you're going to rebook your fall hostesses for spring. But if you're booking a new person and you cannot get them to book for fall, you're going to offer them January or February. Okay? Yes, Ashley. Yes. All right. So that when January comes, you're not like, man, I've been rocking it and I'm halfway there and now I have nothing on my calendar. Okay. So step 3 is you're going to plan ahead and you're going to start booking your spring in November, or you're going to rebook your hostesses starting now for the new catalog. All right. Step number 4 is you're going to promote to director, which you're going to do automatically because you just recruited 5 people with the dollar incentive, and you're doing $2,400 a month in sales. So boom, you're not even like, oh, I want to promote. No, you are building a team by sharing the opportunity because we love 31 and it's the bomb, and they only had to spend $1. Okay. That's what you're doing. And then you want to make money because you want to not put Christmas on your credit card. And so you're booking 4 parties a month, and then boom, you promoted to director. Okay. So you get 2 stars for promoting to director. So now you're at 18 stars. You just earned the trip for you and your husband, or whoever, your mom, whoever you want to go with you, because maybe Your husband doesn't want to go. And that's level 2, by the way. You didn't just earn level 1, you earned level 2. And you get your travel expenses paid and everything. So you just went for free. All right. Step number 5 is you're going to encourage your recruits and keep the ball rolling. So just keep doing what you're doing all spring, and it's going to carry over into summer, into next fall. Okay, so direct sales, the great thing about direct sales is that you get out of it what you put into it. And the bad thing about direct sales is that you get out of it what you put into it. So if you're putting nothing into your business, you're going to get nothing out. If you're putting a ton of work into your business, you're going to make good money. Okay, I could show up to my job teaching every single day and I could rock it like I'm a total rock star teacher, and they're going to pay me crap no matter what, right? But not 31, okay? If I show up and I'm a rock star, I'm going to make rock star money. Okay. I'm going to try to say, okay, at least 75 more times before I'm done, just if you want to count. So anyways, you work your butt off and you get the ball rolling and you keep it rolling, all right? So that's why we're booking ahead for spring, and then you're encouraging your recruits. You do not have to be leader of the year, because we just said that 31 Today has everything that they need on it. All you have to do is they need to know that you care about them and you care about their business. Sorry, I'm trying to talk fast, obviously. And that you are there if they have a question, all right? You have tons of resources. You have us that can answer questions for them or you. You have any other upline people that are going. You have home office. I mean, you have customer support for that matter. You have 31 Today. So don't feel like I can't be a leader because I don't know these questions or whatnot. I mean, anybody can do this business if they want to do this business. So you're going to get 2 more stars because you're going to keep the ball rolling. And, that comes from team sales. So you're going to get 2 more stars from team sales. So 20 stars basically just for really working this dollar incentive and then keeping that recruiting mindset all the way through to Christmas, I would say. Like really, really, really working hard to build your team between now and Christmas. And then doing 4 parties a month. If you do those 2 things, you're going to earn the incentive trip and promote. And then be awesome. And get an extra day at conference. And an extra cute little gift from Cindy at conference. And whatever other perks we get, which is a lot. I'm done.
And a gorgeous director bag, right?
Oh, yeah. Rockin' director bag. Yeah. Personalized.
And the thing is, too, we really didn't touch on this. So Laura's asking, so 4 parties, catalog online, and 2 home parties a month. Is that what you're suggesting? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, 4 home parties, if you can do 4 home parties, you're going to get, because we're working towards that recruiting, you're going to get in front of more people. So if you have the time to do 4 home parties, you need to be doing 4 home parties. I could show you my calendar and then you would be like, oh, okay. So my goal is 2 home parties, but then I also do some kind of event, whether it's a bingo or something else. So don't go off of me. That's just because I'm super involved in my church right now, and so it's consuming my calendar.
Well, and the thing I was going to say was, okay, so we've got this, $1 start your own business thing. The other thing we really need to be sharing with people right now is they could start today or tomorrow. Let's say they started tomorrow. Let's say they start Friday. They start Friday, they have an online party through the weekend, and they submit it on Monday. That next Monday, they get paid. And then they start another party, and they get paid because we get paid every Monday this month, if you weren't aware of that. So this is a perfect opportunity. Like, if you're going to go hard with adding people to your team, this is the perfect month. Well, it's the perfect month, but it's honestly the perfect 14 days, 13 days, whatever it is. We only have a week and 2 days left, I think.
Right. And then it's such a great time because of the holiday season. I mean, seriously, you can't beat it. They can make so much money right now.
Mm-hmm. And even at vendor events, I would be talking this up. At my home parties, I would be talking this up. If I'm having conversations on my customer group or even on Facebook and somebody says, you look like you're having so much fun with 31, absolutely. Did you know you can join for $1 right now? It's $1. Like, I would be having those conversations non-stop.
Right. Yeah.
Every day sprinkling. If you have a customer group, I would be sprinkling it in at least once a day, every day. Why? Because it's urgent and it's only available for, a limited time, and it's back for a limited time. That's the other thing too. And hopefully on Monday, because home office, if you have the newsletter subscription, by this next Monday, we should have a mailing activity report of who clicked on it, right? Because that email went out saying join now for a, low price or something. I don't remember what the title said.
Is there a flyer or anything that has that on there that I can post on my social page just for 31? Is there like a flyer or something that says join for $1?
There's a graphic under marketing materials on 31today.com.
Okay.
But I can't remember where it's at. Hold on. I'm trying to find it right now. I've seen it somewhere. It's floating around. Where have I seen it? Annette, do you know?
I was just looking.
Maybe it's under announcements. Shouldn't be that hard. Oh, right here. So if you go to Scoop announcements, and then you kind of have to scroll down where it says it's back $1 kit enrollment page. So so go to Scoop and then kit free enrollment, and there's all your information there.
Yeah, it's 2 clicks always. So that's that's 2 clicks. So Scoop
and kit free enrollment.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Would you say at vendor? Absolutely, Christine. Yes. At vendor events, especially, I would be sharing, especially with that $1 option. I'm start your own business for $1. I would be sharing that with everybody. So anybody that comes up and compliments my table, compliments the products, says they have a ton of products, I'm going to compliment them if they've got a 31 bag and who's their consultant. I'm going to be asking those questions. But then I'm going to be like, did you know that right now you can start your own business or join for $1? Sometimes people don't understand what join means. So sometimes you have to say start your own business. So it just depends on who I'm talking to.
And the other thing too is we have to remember that the dollar is the conversation. The dollar is the conversation opportunity. It's not most of the people, and what they found, and I'm telling you right now, I don't know if you know this, but if anybody on here signed up for $1, they have the opportunity to purchase the $99 kit now. So they can go back and purchase the kit. So if Susie signs up today and she does the $1, and 3 weeks later she decides, you know what, I really did want to get that kit, she can. So most people are finding out that the $99 kit is the way to go. That's the business builder pack. That's the kind of way you want to say with a business builder pack is only $99, $400 worth of stuff, blah, 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 blah. They don't have to. The $1's fine if they have a lot of stuff because they've been to parties and stuff, whatever. But just make sure that the $1 is just a conversation starter. Don't assume that everybody is going to join for the $1. For the reason the $1 works is because, like Dana mentioned, they can get paid. They can do this today and get paid next week, whatever. But someone that just really doesn't have the $99 and someone that is just maybe had a party and just got a whole bunch of stuff and has maybe been to 2 or 3 parties before that and has a bunch of new stuff. So those are really the only people I think that would do the best with $1.
Yes. And Ashley, I think this was Ashley Mark. Ashley is the one who signed up for $1, who's in our lineage, and I think she reached second level start swell. So she was one who got the $1, and yay, Ashley, she was at my Better Together last night. So she's a little rock star. She's a selling rock star. She's asking though, is there a limit of time on the kit, getting the kit? Ashley, Lou Fratero from home office shared with us today that there is no time. So, but just keep in mind that if in February you're deciding you finally want the $99 kit, you're not going to get the fall kit, you would get the spring kit. But you have one time to get the kit. So
And yeah, you would get the catalogs, you get everything that you need in there too. So when you add up the cost of catalogs and all these different things, you might as well get the $99 kits if you can afford it. If you can't, then whatever. But if you do 2 or 3 parties, one of those parties can get your $99 kit. So,
Right.
I mean, it's just crazy.
Yep. And I think, was Laura, did you have another question? I thought she said she had another question. I'm just trying to read all these chats. Yes. Okay. Ask your question, Miss Laura.
It's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock.
Sorry.
It's 9 o'clock. It's not 10 o'clock.
My computer automatically says that.
We won't know the spring kit until product premiere on December the 10th, Christine. So we won't know. We don't know yet.
Oh, and another great recruiting tip is that the spring product premiere on December 10th, you are allowed to invite 2 people. So when you have fence sitters that haven't made up their mind during this dollar thing or in the fall, at that point, it's a great opportunity to invite 2 people that are interested or you think would be great, like your hostesses or something, to go to product premiere with you. They'll get a piece of a product for going and the opportunity to see all the fun with all the 31 sisterhood and that type of thing. So definitely put that on your calendar and see about getting 2 31 people to go with you.
Right. Laura asked the trip incentive, could you choose another option? Unfortunately, you cannot. So that is the option. So you can't cash it out or anything, but I promise you, you don't want to miss it.
I was going to say, why would you not want to go with us? Because we're going to be there
That's
and
right.
it's going to be fun. And so you really want to be there. We're all going.
Yeah.
Nod your head if you're going.
No, put in the chat box, I'm going on a cruise.
There you go. Cheryl, I see Cheryl and Ashley waving. Yeah, put in the chat box.
Put
if
it
you're
in the
going
chat
on
box.
a
You got to claim it. You're going on a cruise. I know some of these girls. I know Christine's working on it. I know Jamie's working on it. Jessica's working on it. Kelsey's working on it. Patty's working on it. That's right. Sarah's working on it.
Right. Whoop, whoop.
That's right. Jamie's going to retire from teaching. Michelle and Shauna, Christy. Oh, she messaged me privately. Whoops. Good job, ladies. We know. It's amazing, and you don't want to miss it. So.
Courtney Hawkins is going because Cheryl's under Courtney Hawkins' thing today.
Oh, I was like, what the heck? We did some training the other day, and so we had to go in and underneath her. So when she went to sign into the Zoom, she must have went under her account by I was
mistake.
like, Courtney's not on this call. What?
No.
I was like, oh, that's Cheryl's face. That's so funny.
You're not a loser in the Zoom stuff. It's an easy way to do that. You just go right into her account. So
That's
funny.
awesome.
The only thing is I hope that the person that's doing her call tonight is not trying to get in and not able to do it because Cheryl's on the account. That'd be
Oh, that's true.
Whoops, sorry.
I was like, we can't get this training to work.
That's right.
Did you guys have other questions? Hopefully these tips have helped. I mean, there is, like we've talked about it, there is no magic formula. There's no magic. I wish there was, because then I'd be a recruiting rock star, but there isn't. It's really, like Annette said, those conversations and those relationships and being you, being authentic. People don't want to sign up under somebody who's just sharing a bunch of booking scripts because they can read into that and they know it's fake. They want to sign up under you. You're their 31 consultant. They don't want to sign up under me or anybody else. They asked you for a reason. So don't get scared about that conversation. Don't get scared about having, sharing with them. Just remember, share a little and then listen and then share maybe a little bit more.
All right, we did pretty well, didn't we?
We did. I thought so.
Did Karen jump on? Because I know she was behind an accident or something on her way. So I don't know if Karen jumped on or not.
I don't see her. Hi, Charlie. Or maybe I don't hear Charlie now. Now I hear another baby.
Yeah, it's Charlie. She's right here.
Yay. Hi, Charlie.
They said, hi, Charlie.
Charlie.
Here. Oh, she's going to show you her book.
Oh, thank you. We love Charlie.
Here, I'll unplug my head.
You're so welcome, Christine and Miss Laura. We're so glad this helps. Don't be afraid. I challenge you all to be reaching out to at least 3 to 5 people a day Just, yeah, do it.
Okay, so everybody that was on this Zoom tonight, I think that we should challenge them to reach out to 5 people before the end of the weekend. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it should be.
I think 5 people a day.
I do too. I'm going to be hardcore.
Okay.
My girls know I'm hardcore. 5 people a day. Like 5 people is not that much. And it doesn't mean you have to have long conversations. But you know what? It could be as simple as just sending them a quick message and saying, hey, I know you love 31. I just want to make sure you didn't miss this amazing opportunity about starting your own business for $1 right now. And if you've got hostesses coming up, that would be somebody I'd be reaching out to. Hey, have you thought about maybe just, bringing this to your own party? Yes, you're going to have to get more hostesses, but let's worry about that later. This is the perfect time to share that $1 opportunity.
Well, what I find is that when you offer the 31 opportunity and they say no, sometimes they're more apt to book a party with you because they feel like almost bad that they had to say no about signing up. So then they're like, oh, yeah, I'll have a party though. Mm-hmm. So then you gain parties. So then you leading in with the question about offering the opportunity is really a great booking tool for you as well. So start with the recruiting, then go to the booking, then go to the sale or whatever. So
well, and the other thing is too, is if you've got a hostess who's out there and she's pretty much doing your job, you need to be complimenting her and saying, you are doing so amazing. Like I have hostesses who will post graphics on their own. They'll find pictures on Pinterest. They're doing what I should be doing. And so they made my job so easy. So especially if I've got somebody who's collected a bunch of orders and I didn't have to do anything, that's the person I'm going to be like, you were so good at this, girl. Have you thought about doing this? Like making a little bit of extra side cash or getting, a little side thing. So.
Sorry, I lost you on my computer. Just decided to shut down.
Oh, that's okay.
It's recorded, so you can also come back and.
Well, I can't find the one from last night. So can y'all tell me where that would be? Because I tried 3 devices from the one last night, and none of my devices would come on.
That was a sistership thing.
It kept saying that it's waiting for the hostess.
Okay, so Karen.
And I was waiting for her to get it on today, and I never saw it.
That's a different